most dangerous rappers in the game, but now he's fallen off, and we're breaking down his sad and violent story.
Falling off? Man, shout out to time he says the crazy shit. Most of the time he's speaking the truth. He from that murder. Shout out to the murder world. But falling off? What are you talking about? Falling off? Falling off where?
Charleston White made headlines for snitching on rappers and talking about how everyone in the gang should be locked up or killed. But a lot of people don't even know that Charleston was wrapped up in the murder case when he was a kid. Charleston White came up in Fort Worth, Texas and had a good life at home. His dad wasn't around, but Charleston's mom took good care of Charleston and his brother. They always had new clothes, food, and anything else they needed, but that didn't stop Charleston and his brother from jumping into the trenches. When Charleston was 8 years old and his older brother was 10, Charleston's older brother told him that he was going to kill someone when he grew up.
And my brother was 10, and we was upstairs watching television. And he looked at me and he said, when I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Charleston said his older brother was always an angry kid, and it probably all started because their dad wasn't around. And just a few years after Charleston's brother said he was gonna kill someone, what he said came true. It's not clear exactly what went down, but when Charleston's brother was 17, he killed somebody and got hit with a 99-year sentence. But what's crazy is that Charleston was already locked up on a murder case when his older brother killed someone. Even though everything at home was good, Charleston wanted to be like all of his homies who lived in the projects. So when he was 12 years old, Charleston ran away from home and got active in the streets. A lot of kids started out selling weed or something small like that, but by the time Charleston was 14, he had already gone to juvie for shooting at a bunch of people in the restaurant. According to Charleston,
I was out on a year of probation for shooting at some white people at a pizza inn for calling me a nigger.
Nobody got hit, but Charleston also picked up an attempted murder charge after he stole a whip and tried to run some dudes over with it. Charleston was still just a kid, and the judge let him out on probation for the attempted murder case. But then 2 weeks later, Charleston and his homies killed an innocent dude. Charleston and his friends had a plan to rob some jackets from the Foot Locker store at the local mall. All of them wanted new drip to wear in the club, and Charleston joined in even though his mom would have bought him a jacket if he asked her to. Charleston and his homies went inside Foot Locker and acted like they were trying on some hats and jackets. Then they all took off running to the parking lot where they were wearing the stolen clothes.
So we went in there, tried on hats, tried on jackets, and ran out.
A dude named Michael Levy was in the parking lot working on his car when he spotted Charleston and his homies rob the Foot Locker. When Charleston and his crew got in their own whip and tried to take off, Michael Levy jumped on their car and started smashing the windshield. Charleston had a gun on him, and he passed it to one of his homies and told him to use it. Charleston's homies shot Michael.
Like, I don't understand, like, why that dude is out of mind your business. I understand him a good Samaritan and want to do the right thing, but sometimes you intervene with something. That man got took off. He got deleted from the earth because he was trying to intervene in something that had nothing to do with him. Sometimes you just got mind your business because he got shot for no reason. Because the teens and Charleston White, he's smart. He's a mastermind. He's smart. He was a little guy, so he always, I'm gonna use my mind. Man, smart as hell, bro. Some niggas beat you with their mind. They ain't gotta beat you with a pure muscle. You feel me? Nah, some niggas is smart, bro. Get over on you. You gotta know the game.
Levy. Then they all drove off laughing while Michael Levy bled to death in the parking lot. Everyone in the whip got booked on a murder charge, and Charleston ended up in another juvenile lockup. Usually on a murder case like that, you go to a real prison after you turn 18, and Charleston made the situation even worse for him while he was in juvie. Instead of keeping his head down and staying out of trouble, Charleston joined the Crips while he was in juvie and was getting into all kinds of drama. Charleston told DJ Vlad that he was a gang leader in juvie and was kicking off riots on the inside.
I had spent 9 months in segregated lockdown in the GRU program. I was a gang leader. I was kicking off riots.
It looked like Charleston was going to spend the rest of his life behind bars. But then some people in the system stepped up and changed everything for him. Charleston said he spent his whole life hating white people and resenting black men. But that's exactly who helped him out. There were 2 white women and 2 black men who met Charleston while he was in juvie, and all 4 of them risked their own jobs to help Charleston out. When Charleston turned 18, he was supposed to be moved from juvie to real prison, but the 4 of them told the judge that Charleston had potential to change. So instead of getting sent to prison, the judge gave Charleston a huge break and sent him back to juvie instead. Charleston spent 3 more years locked up, then he finally came home when he was 21 years old. Charleston spent 7 years in juvie and had some of the best counseling you could get, but that still didn't keep him from falling back into the trenches when the judge set him free. Everyone around Charleston was hustling in the streets, so he started doing the same thing. Sometimes Charleston hung out with weed dealers, so he would sell weed too. Then he was kicking it with dudes who pushed crack, and Charleston did the same thing. Charleston robbed houses and started pimping too. Then Charleston almost lost his freedom again when he got caught smuggling weed. He caught another huge break though, because the case ended in a mistrial and Charleston only had to do 5 years on probation. Almost getting locked up made Charleston realize he needed to switch up how he was moving. Plus he had his first kid around the same time and wanted his son to have a better life than he did. Charleston started his own community outreach program and went to college to study criminal justice. He was doing good work and keeping kids out of the streets. But then Charleston realized he could reach way more people on social media. But instead of talking about positivity, Charleston decided to beef with some of the craziest dudes in the rap game to make headlines. And that's when everything started getting serious. Charleston wanted to keep other kids from getting caught up in the violence like he did. But then Charleston started fighting rappers and threatening to shoot people. Charleston beefed with a lot of rappers on social media, but his drama with Soulja Boy didn't stay on the internet. Soulja Boy isn't from the streets, but he wanted everyone to think he was hard, so he started repping the Fruittown Pirus. Charleston White started clowning Soulja Boy and said that he's never had any ops.
I want to remind Soulja Boy, you ain't got no motherfucking ops, nigga. And watch him you, and watch him you. Remember you was on your tiptoes, nigga. Remember you was a tiptoeing nigga ass nigga. Yeah, nigga, you ain't got no motherfucking ops, nigga. Nothing about you was street.
Soulja Boy lied about getting in the shootouts before, and nobody thought he was actually gonna do anything to Charleston. But then a few weeks later, Soulja Boy and his goons ran into Charleston in Miami and tried to press him. Soulja Boy had like 10 dudes with him, and the situation was looking bad for Charleston. But then Charleston pulled out his mace and sprayed all of them. Soulja Boy and his homies got back in their van and left after they got hit with the mace. And Charleston White hopped on IG Lives to clown him over the situation. Nobody's really scared of Soulja Boy, but Charleston also had to pull out the mace when he got pressed by some goons for dissing Nipsey Hussle. Charleston White was in Arizona because he was supposed to fight in the Influencer Championship Boxing League, but before the fight went down, Charleston had been dissing Nipsey Hussle and it almost got him jumped. Nipsey had love all over the rap game before he was tragically killed, but Charleston said Nip didn't deserve any respect because he was repping the Rolling 60s before he died. Some goons who were fans of Nipsey Hussle spotted Charleston while he was in Arizona and started pressing him about what he said. Charleston was outnumbered again, and the situation could have gone left for him, but then he pulled out his pepper spray and maced the whole.
I think I'ma say, hey, he stand on all 10. He don't do no run. He don't fall. He stand on all 10. Stand on all 10. So you got to give credit what credit due, goddamn.
Whole crew. After it went down, Charleston hopped on social media and claimed that the goons were part of Sauce Walker's TSF crew.
The TSF niggas, the titty, sissy, fat, just got they ass maced too, nigga. I'm going mace crazy.
Charleston said that Sauce Walker was with them too, but then Sauce Walker jumped in and cleared up the situation. According to Sauce Walker, the dudes Charleston maced were his homies, but they weren't his TSF crew. Sauce Walker said he wasn't there when the situation went down, and he said that nobody who's a real gangster should be beefing with Charleston White. Sauce Walker said Charleston was like a mix between Batman and the Joker, and said that anyone who beefs with him is a peon. According to Sauce Walker, the dudes who pressed Charleston didn't even know Nipsey Hussle, and he said they got what they deserved when Charleston maced them. That wasn't the only drama Charleston had in Arizona though. He had a face-off with the dude who's supposed to box, and then Charleston maced him in front of everybody, and the fight ended up getting canceled. Some people think that what happened before the boxing match was actually staged, but this next video proves that some people really want to put hands on Charleston White. Charleston had a comedy show in Texas and started dissing someone in the crowd. It's not clear what sparked the issue, but Charleston started yelling at a dude in the crowd and threw a plant at his head. Charleston wasn't ready for what happened next though, because the dude jumped on stage with all of his homies and chased Charleston out of the building. After it went down, Charleston tried clowning the dudes on social media.
Say y'all, Charleston White still undefeated again. The internet cannot, they were trying to record and get clout. Charleston White still undefeated again. He riding home with the back end money without a mark or a blemish on it.
But everyone knew that Charleston got ran out of the building. The first time most people heard about Charleston White was after he started dissing King Von and saying he was glad that Von died. King Von was known for allegedly pulling the trigger on a lot of people in Chicago, but he had love all over the rap game, and everyone was shocked when Charleston started dissing him. King Von was already dead and couldn't defend his own name, so his homie 600 Breezy hopped into the situation. Breezy came up in Chicago repping the Black Disciples, and the situation almost got dangerous for Charleston White. Charleston got hired to attend a movie premiere in Mississippi. Charleston flew out and got picked up at the airport by the dudes who hired him, and they brought him to a crib in the middle of the hood. What Charleston White didn't know is that 600 Breezy was actually in the movie, and he was at the crib when Charleston showed up. Breezy was standing outside when Charleston got there, but Breezy didn't even know who Charleston was yet. Charleston went inside the crib, and that's when one of Breezy's homies started telling Breezy about all the crazy stuff Charleston had been saying about King Von. And after Breezy saw some videos of Charleston dissing Von, he went inside and pressed him about it. Breezy said he didn't want to throw hands because there was a bunch of OGs in the room. And it's a good thing he didn't swing because Charleston loves calling the cops on rappers. Rappers don't rock with snitches, but Charleston White tries to get people locked up all the time. And he told 600 Breezy that he would roll into Chicago with the whole sheriff's department behind him.
When you see me outside of this setting, I'm just letting you know, man to man, that it's gonna be a problem. Like, beyond this is gonna be a problem. So he get the man, I come to Chicago, book me. I mean, we gonna book you then. He just, and watch I show up with the whole sheriff's department. He's dangerous, bro. And he's dangerous for the fact that he'll throw a rock at you and then call the police on you.
Charleston White doesn't care about gang politics and try to get 600 Breezy's op locked up too. King Yella's a gangster disciple from Chicago who has beef with BDs like 600 Breezy. And Yella got mad when Charleston started talking about his dead homie, FBG Duck. Charleston and King Yella started taking shots back and forth at each other. Then Charleston got the cops involved in the situation. King Yella had moved out of Chicago and was living in Las Vegas. So Charleston called the Las Vegas police and told them that Yella was making threats. Charleston didn't stop there though. He took it even further and called Yella's parole officer. Yella realized he was gonna end up going back to jail if he kept beefing with Charleston White, so he just dropped the whole thing and moved on. After that, Charleston White started beefing with Lil Boosie and the situation almost got violent. Boosie had dissed Kanye West for wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt, so Charleston hopped in and said that Boosie and other rappers like him had done way more damage to the culture than Kanye. The gangster disciples in Chicago were started by a dude named Larry Hoover. At the same time Kanye wore the White Lives Matter shirt, he was trying to get Larry Hoover out of prison. And Charleston White called Boosie out and said all the gangster rappers weren't doing anything like Kanye was. Not long after that, Charleston started dissing Boosie's son, Tootie Raw. Tootie Raw was tied with T.I.'s son, King. So Charleston started dissing King too. T.I. came up in the streets, but his son King has been around money ever since he was born. King tries to act like he's from the hood though, and T.I.'s son King told Charleston he was gonna put hands on him when they saw each other.
Charleston White, you's a bitch, boy. Motherfucker went to pointing who did what, who, man. We was about to whoop your ass when you come back down here from telling.
That's when Charleston got T.I. involved and dissed him for how he raised his son.
Yeah, that nigga T.I. son say, nigga, I'll whoop your old ass. Now T.I., you raising these kind of little yellow motherfuckers. You got a yellow motherfucker, look how your son look, talking about he'll jump on a 50-something-year-old nigga.
And during the same video, Charleston made it clear he was ready to kill T.I.'s son if he needed to. King said he wanted to put hands on Charleston, but Charleston said he was gonna shoot King in the throat if he pressed him.
Say, T.I., listen, if your boy jump on me, y'all will bury that yellow motherfucker. I shoot him right in his goddamn throat.
T.I. clapped back, then he dropped a track called Step and rapped, "First your master got you, then them whites in Charleston bought you, to the point you think folk on IG care about you. And what a day. My son responds to what a fuck nigga say. I end up on the internet going back and forth with a J. Using never was. Suck a dick to get a dub, nigga." T.I., Boosie, and their kids wanted to do something to Charleston, but nothing ever happened. Charleston called T.I. a snitch, and T.I. dropped the beef. And Boosie said he wasn't gonna speak on the situation because he would end up going to prison.
I ain't really got no opinion on him because, you know, my opinion can send me to prison.
Boosie was smart enough to leave it alone, but his son Tootie Raw kept the beef going and ended up in jail. According to Charleston White, Tootie Raw was sending threats at him, so Charleston called the cops and said that Tootie Raw was running around carrying guns. And just a few weeks later, the cops booked Tootie Raw on gun and drug charges. And rumors say it all started because Charleston called him. Charleston turned himself into the most hated dude in the rap game, and that's why so many people are happy he's falling off. Charleston loved getting the police involved with his beefs, and now he's getting clowned because he ended up getting arrested too. After Charleston blew up on social media, he started doing comedy shows and even acted in a movie called Wrong Address. It looked like Charleston might actually have a real career off social media, but then he started getting into more illegal drama. In 2023, Charleston got booked on animal cruelty charges. Then a year later, he got booked for...
In that case dismissed, I can see you got some old information. That case got dismissed at the beginning of this year. Bro, one thing I know for sure, Charleston White is not falling off. Nigga got comedy shows, movies, and he's still blowing up on the internet. He knows how to go viral on the internet. So falling off is far from Charleston White's future, my boy.
Animal cruelty again, plus an aggravated assault charge. A video came out where Charleston White was macing and spitting on a cat, and that's allegedly where the animal cruelty charge came from. But according to Charleston, he sprayed the cat with water and not pepper spray.
I had just bought this mace gun, and it come with a water canister to test, and then it come with the mace to put in there. So I was shooting the water tester gun.
And for the aggravated assault case, Charleston claimed that someone hit him in the head while he was sleeping. Then Charleston brought a gun outside to protect his wife. Nobody knows what really went down, but then in October 2024, Charleston got booked on more animal
case
cruelty
got
and assault
dismissed too.
charges. It's
Same
not clear if
cases.
there were new cases or not, but Charleston bonded out fast and was back on social media. He stayed out of trouble for a few months, but then in February 2025, the news broke that Charleston had been booked on another charge for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Nobody knows what the case is about, but it's looking like Charleston is down pretty bad. After he blew up on social media, Charleston was always flexing his cash. But after he got booked in 2024, Lil Woody exposed Charleston and said he was begging for $10K so he can get out on bond. A lot of people have been wanting Charleston White to fall off and go away, and now it looks like it's finally happening. Charleston spent years making enemies with pretty much everyone he met. He got famous for
Man, shout out to man. He, like I say, say some weird shit sometimes, some disrespectful shit sometimes, but his message behind it, if you listen to it, it's positive. He looking out. He trying to help our community, and I respect that. But man, shout out to man. Shout out to the murder word, bro. You feel me? Is not falling off. You feel me? That's what I know for sure.